There was great camaraderie among the fellows, so it was a joy just to be with them. And they were also mutually supportive.
I would have to list my fellow fellows as another transformative group. And we very much enjoyed our after-hours meetings at the bar where we would say, is this really how it works? God bless America.
We had a very tight cohort. We saw each other through our placement, I would say at least 3 times, 4 times a week, sometimes every day at times. And so forming a bond with people who were doing the same thing, learning the same skills, spending time with my cohort was really, really important to me.
Oh, we had a wonderful cohort. There were 6 of us. I was the only nurse, and we spent a lot of time together, mainly at my place or one of my cohorts. We really spent a lot of time hearing where each other was, and some of us did get to work together on some bills as well.
It's interesting because we knew we couldn't share details of what we were doing in our offices, but we could talk about things in general. And a couple of us would be working on the same thing and we could share information, but we bonded very, very closely.
In many ways, you feel like you've known these people for a very long time. And in other ways, we're learning something new about each other every day, which is just exciting as well.
In that period of time, I depended on a diverse group of people who we didn't agree necessarily on politics and we weren't interested in the same things, but I had no doubt that if I got into trouble, they'd be there. And so it got tested while I was here.
We had each other, we could call each other as fellows and say, remember that class that we had on ABC? What about that? Can you help me understand that?
We used to meet I believe it was Wednesday, we would all have dinner together. And we really did that without fail during the entire course of our fellowship.
And when we did our final report to the foundation, it was Steve Schroeder, who was the director of the foundation at the time. We gave our views of what we learned and what we got out of the fellowship. And he turned to the person next to him and said, I think they love each other. I mean, we were a very close-knit group and worked very, very well together.
When I've had a crisis in my work, when I've had a big change in the organization around me, or when they've had a major change, I hear from them and they hear from me, and we're still there.
2 of us have become really fast friends. We come to every alumni event. We do things together, we visit each other, and I became more of a public health person, she's a public health expert, so we share a lot.
My youngest daughter became a bat mitzvah the next year, and the fellows came to the ceremony in Chicago.
I learned so much from them because they came from all different places and different walks of life and different professions, and that's something that's really special about the fellowship, is that even though we learn so much in our placement, it's really those relationships with other fellows that also were one of the highlights of that experience.